excited to see what you have going on.
I'm like actually starting to feel like I'm getting the hang of everything.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh, hey, we're live.
Oh, yeah. I guess you can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that Egg is moved, I can turn my chair so I can actually like sit properly.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello. It's so awkward. I don't know how to do anything.
I mean, we should know how to do this in theory, but we don't.
It's way different to
is.
talk to like a camera than it is to talk to like a webcam that is recording. I don't know why, but it is.
I feel you. But let me just tighten this up a little. That's one thing about these hoops, and I guess that's just because, you know, they're hoops, but like it loosens up a lot, and that can be frustrating. But this is what I have going on right now. Yeah.
Ooh. I got quite a lot done.
You did.
Since we last saw each other.
Oh my goodness. You really like all you basically have to do is that center right there and that little bit in the corner.
Yeah, and it's two colors. So it is a, what is it? I saw it earlier. So it's a pale blue and a white. And then the corner is a darker gray, I guess. So,
well, it looks...
I'm excited.
Super good. In my opinion.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's the one downside to like jumping around is that sometimes it's really easy to lose your place.
Mm-hmm.
In
Girl,
the chart.
You don't want to see my back right now. It looks like a hot mess because I started going like across.
Yeah.
Instead of like up and then down. So we had a bit of a problem there, but I hope that I'll be able to just do it. No problem.
I mean, compared to where we began, I think our backs are looking fairly okay. I mean, that compared to this.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Not bad at all.
We're trying, FlossTube. Right. We're trying.
Oh. Yeah, I think these cats might have to go lickety-split. I brought out the string
and now it's Party City.
And like, can you see Egg's little ears? She's like trying to sniff it.
Oh no, I can't. She's just like, oh, there she is. And Harold's in the background.
Oh my goodness. Hey, this is a bad idea, letting them come in here, but
it was an excellent, terrible idea, in my opinion.
I mean, if anything, it's just gonna distract me. It's not and provide some sort of entertainment. 17031.
I think in the future we should probably get one of those like row tracker magnet thingies.
What the heck is that?
Like, you know how the needle minders have like the magnets?
Yeah.
Well, there are these like magnetic strips that you can get that are specifically for like your charts, so like you can keep moving it as you go.
Oh, that would probably be so handy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Their eyes are so locked onto that string right now.
I feel like the cat queen.
I mean, better
be
a cat
honest.
queen than a dragon queen.
At this point, yeah. Oh my god. She's gonna fall off. This is gonna be such a distraction for me. So maybe you will catch up because I won't be able to get anything done.
I'm sure you'll be able to get some done, you know?
We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah, I don't know where Harold went. He's not anywhere around. So he probably went back out. He was sleeping in a shoebox, but Sunny and Egg are just being lunatics. They were all literally asleep, and then I moved the chair, and they're like, "Wow, Mom, is this an adventure for us?" No, it's for me, but you can come along.
Always invite the kids on a road trip. Aaron,
Yeah, Egg was like sleeping on like the cat tower that's right there, and she was being so cute, and I was like, perfect backdrop for Rio, and
then you moved.
she got up. Yeah, then I moved. Okay.
Life with cats.
Yeah. So how was that cat that you saw at your window?
It
Was
was really cute.
Well, it looked cute.
I went to close my fridge because I had to go put something back in the freezer because I was making myself lunch. And I looked outside and there was a cat staring at me from the window on the back porch. And I was like, oh, hello, you are new here.
Delightful.
It was a very pretty cat. Oh, is your boyfriend losing a lung?
Yeah. I'm sorry that you can hear that.
Okay.
Well, he's just having the time of his life. He has like 5 days off, so he is indulging in all of the things
Gotcha.
that he enjoys. Yeah, because is it Memorial Day this weekend for you guys?
Is it? I think so.
Well, it's like a holiday for us. It's like the May 24 weekend before May 24.
Huh.
Because, like, I don't know. All I know is Monday is a holiday, and I don't know why.
That's how
But
I feel about Groundhog's Day. It's a holiday, and I don't know why, but it is my mom's favorite holiday.
oh dear, what a
She
strange
makes
holiday
decorations
to have
for Groundhog Day.
I mean, if I'm not on that level, I don't know who I am or what I'm doing.
My mom stands Groundhog Day. I guess there are worse things to stand.
Worse. True. Well, it's a shame we don't have too much Game of Thrones talk because the episode hasn't aired yet, but
Not yet. But I mean, I'm like strangely calm about it. Like ending. Like I'm still sad that it's going to be over, and it probably won't fully hit me until the episode is done and like the credits start rolling for the last time. But I am also like I'm also very ready for it to end. Like I feel like this is a good time for it to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just so tired of all the chaos that it's brought on my timeline.
Yeah, it's been a rough go, to say the very least.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh, I need to cross off all of the things I did. I keep losing the like marker that I'm crossing off with. So I started off with green and now I'm using orange, but I was using blue.
Oh,
This is just going to be delightful.
that's a good method because I've just been circling it lightly in pencil.
Oh.
And that hasn't been working too great for me, but I'm trying to make it work because I'm too lazy to reach into my drawer and get a marker.
Such is life.
Please don't get tangled.
Ooh.
That is the opposite of what I would like you to do. You know when like a loop catches in the back of your work? That's what happens sometimes. So if anybody has advice on how to prevent that, we really could use it.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, my dad just texted me.
Oh, it's all good.
Okay, sorry. We're supposed to go to the garden center tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, just my favorite place in the world.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Oh, oops.
Ooh.
I just pulled my thing all the way through my bed.
Oops.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm finding like the hardest thing, I think, for me is that because I'm knotting around the needle, even if I double knot it, it comes undone, so it gets loose, so then it gets really hard to pull through the fabric.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't matter like how tight like it is to the loop, it's always really hard. And I don't like I've been trying to like research other ways to have the thread on the needle, right? But like I like when you have to use 3 threads, which is what this is, doing the loop method and doing like a slip knot is like really, really difficult. And I mean, if I get like a needle threader, maybe it'll be way easier to do that.
Yeah.
So
Probably.
maybe I'll just get one of those and then my problem will be solved. But
maybe
for the time being, I have to like, it's annoying.
we're gonna have to do some experimenting and see what works, best for us. Because the only, way we're gonna figure out if something works for us or not is if we try.
Very true. Very, very true. All of my cats left me.
Wow, rude. We were having a riveting conversation.
They're like, oh, those aren't for us. Okay, bye.
We can't play with them? Well, okay. Bye, Mom.
So we went to like the grocery store and they have like those little candy machines or whatever. And we spent like only 75 cents, which is fine, on bouncy balls for the cats. Because we have 2 and it's like their favorite game is if you bounce it and they all just chase it around.
Is it?
Yeah, and we usually like lose them. So we have like a big one and a small one. So we usually lose the small one like under the oven or something. And it was just the most exciting time when we got home from the grocery store with bouncy balls.
Eventually when you guys like move, it's gonna be real fun, like discovering all those bouncy balls.
Yeah, I have a feeling that when we move, we're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff that was lost. Because these cats just shove everything under everything else.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you seen the edited photo of Cersei with Dumbo the elephant on her shoulder? Cause
no, I haven't.
It's hilarious. It's supposed to like parody Daenerys when she she comes out of the fire and Drogon's on her shoulder, but instead it's just Cersei after she got shamed, and it's Dumbo on her shoulder.
Oh, that's delightful.
I've also seen Jamie with a photo edit of like him coming out of the rubble, and just 3 lion cubs are sitting on his shoulder.
Oh.
Which I thought was incredibly witty.
Yes, very, very witty. That's funny. It's very funny.
The best thing to come out of this season, I think, honestly, have just been the memes and like everybody's photo edits.
Yeah, that has been quite delightful. I haven't really seen like a whole lot of them, surprisingly. I think it's because I get really weird about going on Twitter like close to the episodes or like right after, because I get like heated about Twitter after the episode.
Yeah.
So I'm always just like, I'm gonna be far away from Twitter for like 3 days.
Which is honestly a very wise choice.
Oh, okay, bye. Sorry, Egg was
leaving?
Thinking about it.
Is Egg leaving?
She came up to like sniff me and then. Oh, do you need me to move? Is that the problem? Come here then. I won't take up the whole chair.
Is she the queen of the castle now?
She's always been the queen.
True.
From the first day we got her, she was the queen. She literally because when we got her, we like separated them, right? Because the boys had been together for like quite a few months. And Harold isn't really a fan of other cats. Like, he was angry that Sunny was here before him when we brought him home. Like, so he's not always the greatest. But so we introduced them and then like kept them separated. And Harold was not really a fan, but Egg didn't care. She was like, wow, look at these cat toys. Look at all these cool things. These are mine. This is my house. All right, great, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just how she's been ever since. Especially with toys. Like, if one of the boys has a toy, she's like, wow, we're playing. I'm playing. She's not a good sharer.
Living her best life.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she's cute.
Yeah, very true.
She'd get away with a lot less if she was less cute. Right,
yeah,
Egg?
But she also has a very expressive face.
She does.
She gives like me literal side eye, Britt. I'm not even kidding. Like, she'll be like yelling like at me to play with her, and like she grumbles. Like, she's very, very shy around people, so like you might hear her now because like you're not an actual physical person here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard her in like Voxer messages, but she grumbles at me. And if I tell her like I can't play right now, but like I'll play soon, she literally gives me like a side-eye blink. And it's the funniest thing in the world. But then I'm also like, how can I not play with you? And like you're just so dramatic. That like ooh. She just jumped from the back of the chair to the cat tower. And Sunny is back there. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, are you a little lopsided now? Maybe. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay.
But yeah, she gives me tude to the max. And like my dad's cat gives attitude, but like not like her. She's just the worst. Maybe she'll just go to sleep. But
maybe she'll just. She looks like she's settling down.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Like Sunny sleeps on the littlest part of this cat tower, and he's the biggest cat because she, the smallest cat, sleeps on the big part. And ain't nobody gonna take that big part away from her. Drama queen.
So much drama. I mean, between the cats and the beauty community.
Ooh, yeah. So,
have you seen Jenna Marbles' new video? Where she's
just like, I'm just gonna be different. Gonna make myself a new face.
Yeah. Where she just
that one,
had a fire extinguisher out and she was like, I went on vacation. Maybe I'll go on vacation again.
Yeah, good for her though for not like talking about it.
Yeah.
Like I know she's openly supported James Charles, but Jenna just really like she's just so like humble and like beautiful, and she just wants like people to be happy and to do what they love. And like true, like all this happened while she was away, but also like not everybody needs to comment on it. And I'm really happy that was like the only part she really like. You know, we still need some parts of YouTube to be wholesome.
Yeah.
And Jenna Marbles is that.
Is as wholesome can possibly get on the internet.
Yeah, Loki, I hope she just like has like a regular bunny vlog every friggin' week.
Me too, because Bunny is a great addition to the family.
Mm-hmm. Very true. But oh yeah, what did you think of that video? How do you feel?
Jenna video?
The James Charles. No, the James Charles video.
Oh man, I'm like shook.
Me too. Like, I was like, wow. For real, these people tried to come for him, thinking that he was like too naive.
Yeah.
Like I still don't think that like I think that yes, he's like problematic and he's admitted to being problematic, but he's also like stated very clearly that like he's young and he's like willing to learn. Mm-hmm. And I think that really changed my mind about him because like we have like all these perceptions of people, right? Especially like famous people, famous YouTubers. And like it's really true. We only know like what they give us. Mm-hmm. So and to find all these people like just making up stories about him that like are not true at all.
But like I'm not like I'm glad that we have both sides though, because I get the sense that like both sides aren't telling the entire truth. You know what I mean? Like, I know that, like, I
Yeah.
respect that both James and Tati made their videos, but, like, I feel like there's chunks missing, you know?
Yeah, I can understand why you feel like that too. Because the thing is like it's tricky because we are not, like we're not owed
Yeah.
anything. Like as subscribers, as watchers, as fans, any of that. And I think it's the same type of thing with like Game of Thrones fans, right? Like how we were talking earlier. Like
Yeah.
you get this idea that you're owed something because of how invested you are in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always the case. I mean, it hardly ever is the case when dealing with another human being or another show or like a show or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just think that like we aren't owed the full story, like, and good on James for making a video in response,
Mm-hmm.
and like addressing everything. I just think like I just like hate how, like, I appreciate that he had like all the text messages or whatever, the receipts as you would call them,
Yeah.
and like kind of, I don't know if it worked to Tati's benefit or not that she didn't use any of that in her video. But when without like all this, like here's the screenshot, here's this photo, here's this, here's that, like it takes away, I think, from the video. Like I understand he was trying to prove, his innocence where he was being portrayed as like guilty.
Yeah.
But I think so many people gravitated to Tati's video because it felt so authentic without all this like evidence in capitals,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think the hardest thing is that in a video like James's where it's 40 minutes or whatever, those messages are only ever like flashed on the screen. Like if you want to read them,
Yeah.
you're pausing and you're investing way more time.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. I just know that like we should, I don't want to say be grateful for what they're willing to share in all of this,
Yeah.
but I don't think that we need to be included in all of it. Like I know Tati made it quite public, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just get weird about it. Like yes, I watched that video and yes, I was sort of waiting for him to make a response and I think that he handled it well. And I do feel like there's like, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that even he said there's a lot going on behind the scenes that, it's too much to talk about right now.
Yeah.
And I think that it feels like something's missing, but also like I need to check myself about that and be like, sure, something might be missing, but I'm also not entitled to all of the laundry that's
Yeah.
going through the cycle right now.
Yeah.
I am pretty like, it's weird to see like Tati's video that felt so genuine and then to just have James be like, but that's not all true. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that's like the weirdest part for me. Because everybody took Tati's video as like the truth.
Yeah.
But like it can't be the whole truth.
And that's like the thing about this whole thing is like both sides aren't necessarily lying. You know what I mean? Because from Tati's perspective, like that's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
your feelings can't be wrong. Yeah.
I don't think that Tati like went on camera and intended to like slander or throw him under the bus, especially after the apology video that she made yesterday. The thing about, you know, like memories is that memories are very malleable. And they change over time. And like that's what makes it difficult with like he said, she said situations, because it's like playing a game of telephone with yourself. You know?
Yeah. And like it's very easy with memories to have them like molded, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if all you need is somebody else's take on it and your memories and your ideas of what happened can be different, you know?
Yeah.
All it takes is someone implying a tone or a look or whatever, and then, you know,
And then bam.
what you thought happened, all of a sudden you're questioning yourself and believing something that you maybe didn't see or didn't really register the first time and stuff like that. So, and I imagine like the beauty space is like, I imagine it's hard,
Yeah.
you know, like not only like is it your job, but these people also have to be your friends. And then, you know, everybody's a little catty. So I only imagine get a couple of drinks and a couple of people and
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, I can't imagine like having your friends also be your competition. You know, like that's got to be
And even if
difficult.
they don't necessarily consider each other competition, you know,
Yeah.
like they still are because brand deal because there's money involved, right?
Yeah.
Like brand deals and PR stuff and, you know, getting your own makeup type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine like that would be really weird. Like I think of that in terms of like Booktube, which is a space that we're both part of, um, elsewhere on the internet. But like if that were to happen there, and I mean maybe in a way it has because book deals have started like encroaching on the biggest booktubers. But
Yeah.
I think it's way different because it's so like writing a book is so personal, right? And I don't think Caddy Tastic and Christine Riccio are comparing sales numbers. Like, you know, I
Yeah.
don't even think that's in their mind. I think they're both just like living. I mean, maybe Caddy doesn't have a book yet, does she?
I know she's a very big advocate of NaNoWriMo.
Yeah. Okay. So Sasha Alsberg, then we'll say.
Yeah.
Right. I don't see them, you know, being like, oh, but did my book do better? I think maybe it might relate in the sense that like people review them or like what are people saying about my book, etc.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's such a foreign concept because like we've never really experienced it and I don't think we will experience it on our other corner of the internet.
Yeah. Like, especially if we're not going to traditionally publish. And I mean, we are not as large as Sasha or Christine. So, like, it's in a sense, it's almost a relief because, I mean, look at what they've had to deal with as a result of like just wanting to, you know, publish a book and have fun with it. And like, look at all the backlash, like people trying to say that, like we were talking about with Zane last night, where, you know, people were saying in their reviews that Christine, you know, took this spot away from somebody that could have been potentially quote unquote better. And I think that that is absolutely ridiculous and incredibly invalidating to Christine.
Yeah.
Because she's worked, like, I haven't read the book, and maybe she did do some like self-inserty stuff or whatever. I don't know. That's all alleged, but like that's still her choice as a creator to do that. And I mean, where is the line drawn? Because 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fanfiction.
Yeah.
The Mortal Instruments series started legitimately on fanfiction.net as Harry Potter fanfiction.
What?
Yeah! You've never heard that?
I read the first 3 books when they first came out, and like, I mean, I'm trying to envision that being like Harry Potter fanfiction. And like,
it started as a Draco Hermione fanfiction, I think.
Okay. Okay. I can see it now that I know who it is. Also, like, low-key,
yeah,
High School Erin was not about the potential incest plot. Spoiler alert for Mortal Instruments. Was not about that, and that's why I stopped reading the books. Because I was hardcore Jace swoon, like, big fan until that, like, was like, oh, we might be related. And then I literally was like, okay, bye, and I gave those books away the next day.
Me with Game of Thrones, only not really, because I just don't ship incest at all, even if it's canon. I'm not down with...
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it, and I was appalled that that was written in a YA book.
In a YA book, of all things.
That's why I'm like, I'm not really into like paranormal whatevers, because I was like, shit, this gets weird.
Yeah.
I mean, would you even call it paranormal? Is that what it is? Is that the genre?
I think it's like technically like steampunk.
Yeah, well.
Isn't it like weird, sort of not really Victorian London, but also kind of?
Oh, I think one of the series is, but the original City of Bone series, The Immortal Instruments, is like in New York, and they're just like shadow hunters, which is like killing demons. So I assume that was paranormal. And like, aside from Twilight, which I loved because I read in 7th grade, the only other like paranormal I've ever read was like the what's it called? The Gail Carriger series, like the Soulless book. It's part of a series. I'm blanking on the name, but like I read that and was like, okay, and then it was just like very steamy, and I was like, don't know about this. And then, as usual, because you know my book buying habits, I bought like the next like 3 books in the series, and then was like, I don't really care about werewolf sex that much. So I gave those away too.
That's a big mood.
Cause like she's like, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. She's like a person without a soul. So whenever like a werewolf or something touches her, she touches them, their powers or like they turn back to human. And so like her BF was a werewolf, but when they were banging, he was just like a big beefy guy who looked like a werewolf but was a human. I'm not knocking if you like that series or if you like those books. I mean, they're well written, so like if you feel like maybe you might be down for some werewolf times, it's a long series, so go for it. But it just was not for me.
I've never really been able to get on the the werewolf hype train.
Ooh, Jacob wasn't your fave?
I really did not like anybody in Twilight,
Yo,
to
me
be
either.
honest.
I was there for Alice. Alice was my favorite character.
Yeah, she was the one good thing, maybe.
I was just like, Alice knows what's up. She's just being her vampy self, and it's great. But, oh man. I don't know if I've talked to you about this before, but I think I only really like Twilight because I associate really fond memories with reading it.
Yeah.
Because it was popular when I was in 7th grade, and in 8th grade, I think, is when New Moon came out. But literally every girl in my class, like, we basically had a book club because there were like 3 of us that actually got the book, and then we passed it around.
That's so cute, though.
Yeah, so we all like shared, and I remember I got it was like one of the first years I got a gift card to Chapters, and I went and I bought New Moon so that I could be one of the people to read it first and then let other people read it. Yeah, and it was so fun because we were all just like, "Oh my god, vampires!" in like friggin' 7th grade, being lunatics, and that was delightful.
There are worse things that 7th year Erin could have liked.
Yeah, very true.
But like that, like the whole like Twilight era was very wild because like the media like very purposefully and strategically like created a rivalry with it between like Team Jacob versus Team Edward, and then like you had the like whole like Twilight is the new Harry Potter, and then the Potterheads lost their minds and were like, oh no, you can't stay with us, you cannot, not allowed.
Yep, for real. And I think like also the fact that like the media generally poos on everything teenage girls like.
Yeah.
In this case, I think it like really helped because like both my sisters read Twilight, and like I was the one who was like, "Oh my god, Twilight!" And then they were both like, "What's this book?" And then, like the one time in my like kidhood that I was the one who was like, "Read this book, you'll love it." Because now that I'm an adult and I read books literally all of the time.
Yep.
They're like, "Hey, what do I read?" And I'm just like, "Let me help you."
Let me help you. You need some help.
Yeah. But that was a highlight of my childhood.
Well, I'm glad that it could, like, that's the thing. Like, for a lot of kids, that was like their first, like that was their gateway into reading, and they fell in love with it. And for people to mock that is ridiculous. And I mean, granted, there are some themes in Twilight that I am not thrilled about, like don't go into your girlfriend's home and watch her sleep at night without
a cute look.
her permission. Don't do that. And definitely do not imprint on a baby.
Yeah, that's really freaking weird. Nobody
Don't do that.
Nobody questioned that one. Yeah. Definitely not the greatest thing.
I mean, like, I'm all for, like, writers writing what they want. That's not, like, I'm not trying to say that Stephenie Meyer shouldn't have wrote that in, but, like, I feel like there's a very gray area, especially when your target audience is 17-year-olds, you know, where there are things that just talk about them, but don't romanticize it.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. I am with you on that one.
Because Bella, Edward, and Jacob did not have healthy relationships at all. They were all very abusive towards each other.
For real. For real.
And then all the teenagers were like, oh my god, it's so hot. Cares for her so much. And I'm like,
not so sure about that one.
Not so sure care is the right word, but
Sure.
Don't aspire to be Edward Cullen or Jacob Black children. It's not a good look. Even though they have abs. Not a good look. Don't do it. And that's another thing that's like really weird. Like, to me, like, I know that like in general vampires and werewolves are very, you know, like sexualized, but it's weird to see that in movies directed towards 13-year-olds. You know?
Yep. It's a little odd.
Yeah. And I mean, it just goes to show you that, like, are women highly sexualized in media and film? Yes, without a doubt. But men are also overly sexualized in media and film. And it deserves to be talked about too. Because, like, there was a while back where Kit Harington was talking about how, like, he feels really uncomfortable a lot of the time because he feels like Game of Thrones has over-sexualized him.
Yeah, I
and
can see that.
He got so much backlash from that because they were like, well, why are you complaining? You're a man. You don't know what it is to be sexualized. And I'm like,
can't roll my eyes far enough.
you just gotta, I can't become Bran, but if I could become Bran and roll my eyes all the way in the back of my head, I would. But I cannot.
No.
Do not possess his three-eyed raven
Bullshit.
abilities.
I mean, it's not bullshit, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, like, I don't know, it's hard because in terms of, like, you don't have it, quote unquote, that bad, or it shouldn't feel that embarrassing or upsetting because you are not even just a man, but just like X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that his feelings on the matter are, like, subjected to scrutiny.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh. Like, you I don't know, you try that. You know, people who say those things, I just want to be like, you do it then.
Yeah,
And see how you
exactly.
feel. Because sure, in the moment you might say, oh, I could, or, you know, he makes so much money, it shouldn't be a thing, or he has personal trainers, or, you know, a million
Yeah.
other excuses. But, like, you do it. With all of his resources, you do it, and we'll see. Then we'll talk.
Yeah.
People don't have, like, empathy or anything like that, so.
Yeah. And it's sad. And I mean, I can't imagine how uncomfortable it must be for him to go from having both an on-screen relationship with his wife
Mm-hmm.
to having his wife, then girlfriend, pretend to die in his arms,
Mm-hmm.
and then going into having to suddenly make out with a person that he considers one of his best friends in the world.
Yep.
Like, I can't imagine how
Me either.
weird that must be. Like, sure, you get paid like $1 million per episode to make out with an Amelia Clark. Like, really, he's living the life. But also, like,
his experience and his, life and his, like, to him, Amelia Clark is one of his best friends, not Amelia Clark, right?
yeah,
So, like, his experience and his perspective on it is so much different than anybody else's. So,
yeah,
of course, it would be weird. It would be weird, for just about anybody, except for those people who are in love with their best friends,
yeah,
to make out with their best friend.
yeah. And even then, that is very rare. Very few and far between.
Yep.
The weirdest part for me is like people actively like rooting for Kit to be cheating on Rose with Amelia.
Oh yeah, that's like a friggin' fan theory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
It's like, for one, like, this is no shade towards Amelia or Kit at all, but I don't feel the chemistry between John and Daenerys. And maybe that's done purposefully because, it's supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel the connection.
Yeah. Neither do I, honestly. Every time they're together on screen, I'm just like, ugh. And it's not because they have to act a certain way or whatever, but I feel like I don't, any chemistry that's there feels really forced. And if that is the intention, then like, wow, good job.
Yeah.
But like, even when they were trying to like, the first time they like, did stuff or whatever, I was just like, this don't feel right.
Well, even the way that they shot that scene was very bizarre. Like, I get what they were going for, but like switching back and forth between Bran's weirdo flashback and John and Danny getting it on
Is
was
banging it out.
banging it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a weird thing. And maybe it was so that like the scene didn't have to like, I don't know. I don't even know why that would be a thing, because it just made it weirder for everybody.
Yeah. But again, I think they did that to like kind of make you go, huh, yikes.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
my favorite thing about the behind the scenes things is like Kit and Amelia like pretending to gag in between takes.
Yeah, I think that that's funny.
'Cause, I mean, it's true, incest is yucky.
It is true. Incest is quite yucky. But yeah, I'm nervous about tomorrow, but I think it'll be okay.
I think it'll be okay too, because I don't think Danny is going to live very long.
Womp womp.
Well, that's, I mean, like, they said it like a million times, you're a conqueror, and she certainly became a conqueror, whether that was her intention or not. That's what she did.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was telling Matt this morning because he was like, well, like, because he was like, well, I don't really understand, like, why all of a sudden she went off like that. And I'm like, well, okay, so like, she's ever since she got to Westeros, which has been her dream and her only goal that she has ever had in her entire life. And she's been told her entire life that when she gets to Westeros, the people are going to love her. And they will love her no matter what or what she does. And the moment she steps onto Westeros, she's met with opposition. The people of Winterfell certainly don't want her there.
Yeah.
And she just lost not only her best friend, two of her dragons, and the only man that has stood beside her through thick and thin just died for the people who, in her opinion, seem very ungrateful for his sacrifice. And then to rub salt in the wound, the one man that she feels that she has trust and faith and comfort in has just broken up with her.
Yeah.
So, like, she's in a tough position. Like, she really is. It's not because some bell's wrong. It's because of what the bells represent.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. We talked about this a little bit last time.
Yeah.
So I think we're both on the same page about it, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear if Matt said that in the writers thing. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think like it's going to take a lot of time for people to really understand like why Danny had to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious because like I don't know. I'm so ready, but I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of feelings, but I'm gonna tell you right now that I will probably not be on the internet after
Yeah.
because I just want to be in my feelings about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want Twitter to get in my feelings.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get in my feelings except me.
Yeah.
So if I don't answer or I don't say anything, I just want you to know that that's why.
Oh, I'll be sobbing for like a week straight. So
Yeah, we'll be in rough shape. But I mean, in other news, the next time we do one of these, we'll be able to friggin' talk about the finale.
yeah, and then we can start talking about rewatches.
Yeah, because I'm downtown for that.
Yeah. And I mean, I meant like me going a week without seeing my girl Sansa Stark. Are you kidding me? No, that can't happen.
Oh, true. Oh, I'm still curious about how they're gonna tie it in.
Me
I've been trying to
too.
think about it, but I've mostly just been listening to the beach. So I've been keeping my mind off of it, but
Yeah.
I've just been thinking about how that's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And I'm curious and I'm interested and I'm nervous.
Me too. Like, there are so few people left at this point. Like, I'm just like, who's gonna be left at the
For
end?
real, yeah.
Like,
no, yeah, I understand.
I certainly hope that no more Starks die. Even that piece of shit Bran would probably be sad if he went, but I don't think he will. So,
like, honestly though, like, I'm a little bit shocked that we went through. Okay, so first season, Ned's gone. Then Catelyn and Rob.
Yeah.
Then Rick on. And sudden, or like, you know, it's just sort of like, how did these ones manage? You know what I mean? Well, like how
have you heard about the it sounds so silly to say out loud, but when you watch the first episode again, watch very carefully about who Robert touches when he's greeting everybody in Winterfell and who he doesn't touch.
Is that like a thing? Like he touches people who end up dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Everybody he shook hands with or like touched once is dead.
Oh my god. I just found out about the Lady Stoneheart thing. Because obviously I haven't got far enough in the books to like, you know, figure that out. But I was watching some video about like people guessing weird fan theories or whatever. And I was like, wow, that is surprising because, like, you know, it's inferred in the book, or it actually happens in the book, I'm not sure. But people are trying to find, like, an actress in the back, because you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Where they think that she's haunting the back of all of the sets or whatever. Like, I don't know how she plays in, like, how it plays into it, like, in the books. But, like, the fan theory is that there's one actress in the back of multiple scenes, and that's supposed to represent her.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, how do you pay attention to the people in the back?
It seems like they wanted to acknowledge it, but
like a nod to it, right?
But they couldn't really get Michelle Farley to come back because at that point she had already signed for other projects and whatnot. And the very strange thing about it is, and this is just me coming at it from a film background, is there is an intentional blur on her face that they would have to go into and blur her out manually in post-production. You know what I mean? Like, why would they go through that effort of, like, blurring out her face if it wasn't some sort of nod?
Yeah, that's incredible. But, like, that's something I would have never picked up on my own. Because, like, I don't know, I watch, but sometimes I don't watch that closely.
Yeah.
And, like, if it's in the background.
Yeah. I mean, there are crazy, like, it's kind of hard to see sometimes because, you know, Game of Thrones is literally really dark. Like, but
lighting? Where?
Lighting? Don't know what that is. But
sorry, our lighting, or our budget for lighting was $5. We have this one candle.
Yeah. But if you go back and rewatch some of the scenes from, I forget if this is in season 1 or 2, but at one point, John and Sam and everybody are sitting around at a table eating, And in the background, somebody into the wood has carved R plus L equals J, which means Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark equals Jon.
Holy smokes. This is wild. This is so wild.
They dropped
everything.
So many hints.
Mad hints, I guess. Dang. See, and frick, I didn't even notice the Starbucks cup the first time. I had to rewatch it.
They had to go out and digitally edit out the Starbucks cup. And I'm like, at that point, you might as well keep it because it's made history already. So,
yeah, I mean, you already missed it. So, but yeah, it's wild. Like, I mean, thank goodness for people who watch things like that, or they like how I was talking about before, those like however many things you missed videos. Like, thank goodness for those things, because I feel like I am not an active watcher. I'm a very passive watcher. Unless it's like a battle scene, then I'm, active. Although, like, do you know that football player, Brady, whatever his name is? He's like a quarterback. I don't know. Is it Brady? I don't know. But apparently he was in the scene where Arya is like stumbling around and what's it called? Daenerys is on Drogon, and like that one scene where she has like the mom and the daughter and she's like stumbling through all those people. Apparently he made a cameo, but like you don't even really see him because he's in the background.
Huh. Well, Dan and Dave, the producers, in the 4th episode, they made a cameo as 2 wildlings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's
cool. About time they got in this thing.
They were in so much makeup that you wouldn't even like realize it unless you like it was pointed out to you. Like the only reason people picked up on it was because it was in the behind, like the episode, the making of episode thing.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen the the George R.R. Martin cameo that never came to be?
No.
Well, he's there once for Daenerys' funeral. But they technically shot 2 versions of the first episode. Because the first pilot was so terrible that they reshot it. And they also had somebody differently cast as Daenerys, so they would have had to go and redo those scenes anyway. But I have to pull up this picture because it is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life.
Of George R.R. Martin?
Of George R.R. Martin.
Oh my goodness. That's wild. Yeah. Like, I think, like, how much money did that football player get paid to do, like, a 3-second cameo in the back of a... Like, I don't know. Do extras get paid? Like, if you're famous, do you get paid?
You get paid, but not nearly as much as, like, the super famous ones do. Like, if they're starting to run short on money or budget, even little things that you wouldn't even think about, like somebody sliding a hand across their table, chances are that's probably just a random extra
Mm-hmm.
because they can't afford to have these actresses and actors on set all the time. So they put random, people in to like hand off a piece of paper or sip from a cup or something like that.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find this glorious picture. I'll send it. Are you recording on your phone or your laptop?
On my laptop.
Okay, so I'm going to send you this most blessed image on Foxer.
Okay, I'm ready for it. Candid reaction, folks.
I am so excited.
Oh god.
Okay, there it goes.
What? Who is he supposed to be?
He's just supposed to be some random guy in the background.
What in the world? He looks like really freaking happy to be all dressed up like that.
I mean, wouldn't you be?
I mean, truly. I feel like this is who I'm meant to be. Wow, that's a delight. Thank you for showing me that.
You're
That
welcome.
was everything I needed it to be. I don't know what I was expecting, but for some reason that was not it.
But it was not that.
But like also it kind of was. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, of course it'll be that. Of course it would be that.
Yeah.
All right, girl. How is your? Oh, that was weird. I'm sorry. I've never called you girl before.
That's
How's
okay.
how's your cross stitch going?
It's a slow process because I have to do a lot of counting. But this is what I have so far. I've still got, quite a bit of blue to do, but like I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get like as many done at once as I can. Like
Yeah.
the way that it's like lined up and everything.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably like the best way to do it, especially with like the outer colors because like at least in the middle it's like long stretches.
Yeah.
But like on the edges it's like not very much.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I've done all of the middle here. It's so light,
Ooh,
you like can't see it.
that looks
But
so good though.
thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited. I like can't tell if it is filling out or if I'm still being a shitty stitcher, but we'll find out.
I think it's starting to fill out.
Thanks. Yeah, me too. There's still like I have to go in with like a light gray to do just like the odd stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once that's done and there's actually no more cloth like to see, like it might be way better. But
Yeah.
yeah, I am thrilled. This is it's so fun.
It really is. When we started this adventure, I don't think we expected to have this much fun, to be honest. Like, we were hype, but like, we didn't know we were going to be this hyped.
I mean, that is the truth. We're like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be so fun. And now I'm literally like, I just want to stitch all day.
And
I'm
now
like,
it has consumed our very souls.
yep. Like true. Like I listened to like the second half of the beach while cross stitching yesterday and today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's so nice. Like yesterday I sat outside because it was really warm. Today I tried to, but it was windy, so then I sat inside. But it's just been the most fun.
Yeah. And I mean, I am thrilled that you loved the beach because nobody
Oh
ever
yeah.
listens to me when I say it's great, because I don't know why people don't listen to me, but I have excellent taste, if I do say so myself.
It was good. Like, I'll be honest, the
Uh-huh.
first like 50 pages, I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I think I was expecting like not a literal retelling, but I was
Mm.
expecting it to be like fast, right? And it's
Yeah.
not fast until like the halfway point.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's fast when they're like going to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
but like the first 50 pages when it's all like set up and like you're getting to know Richard and Etienne and Francois and Daffy,
Yeah.
like before you know who he is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit slow. And I was like, I'm trying to read this book like fast, so I need it to be fast.
Yeah.
But once it picked up, I was just like, game over. I'm gonna listen to it. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Without even like thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because and like I think that's why I love audiobooks so much, because like I can get into like a story so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have a problem with just sitting around and listening to things. Like, I don't feel like I need to be doing something. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I fall asleep when I don't do anything,
Yeah.
but like cross stitching is a great thing to do while listening to audio.
Yeah. Because, like,
Because
go ahead.
yeah, you're like doing something while listening, but you're not doing anything like walking or um, cleaning or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really loved it. I was shaken. I was very
Same.
impressed.
Same. Which is why I like it so much. And it does have a really slow start. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially since Lord of the Flies, which inspired it, just kind of throws you in.
Mhm.
It's kind of strange that the beach doesn't like throw you right in, but at the same time, it's almost like, and this could be me, um, it's almost like you're directly reading into Richard's journal.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much, because it felt like I was reading somebody's like weird adventure journal. And the beach is definitely a very strange tale. It's not for the weak-hearted, I suppose. Or if you are very against the use of marijuana, not the book for you.
No, although like I would say that it's mentioned quite a lot, but
Mm.
it's not until the very end when like
When
I
shit gets real.
yeah, that like it's explicitly talked about. Like of course Richard talks about being like so high or whatever, or smoking a joint to go see the phosphorescent algae in the water and things like
Mm.
that. But like it's not like I don't know, maybe because I'm not necessarily like, against marijuana,
Yeah.
that I'm just like, it's whatever, it wasn't that bad. But
Yeah.
like, if you're not down to read about it, don't. Um, but yeah, it was incredible. Like, I think maybe I was expecting it to be so much like I was expecting it to be faster paced because we had just read Lord of the Flies.
Mm.
And knowing that it was like a bit of a retelling or was inspired by really like had me thinking of comparing it, like, right from the beginning, which, like, maybe wasn't the best on my part. But once I kind of was like, okay, it's not going to be just like it because it's, like, a little bit slower or whatever.
Yeah.
And I really started to enjoy it. So.
Well, I'm glad that you ended up really enjoying it because you are one of the few people that actually listened to my recommendation and read it. So that made me happy.
Well, I think it's only fair. You read so many books because I tell you to. And I mean, you didn't steer me wrong with the Raven Boys. I'm like low-key annoyed at myself for not finishing the series.
Well,
or like
we could change that.
We could.
We could finish the Raven cycle.
I just I liked it so much, and then I was annoyed at like my library for not having it, and then I was like, oh, but it's on Scrib'd, and then I put like 80 other things on my save list on Scrib'd. So it kind of got pushed to the back, and I can only I can search it, but I only view it if I go all the way down to the beginning of the beginning of my save list.
Yeah. But I am very glad that you are into the Raven cycle as I am. Zoe just started book 2 and she was like, oh my god, I love these boys. I love them so much. And Matt's like, oh god.
I mean, maybe we should read the second book then so that we can keep up with her.
Yeah, totally. I'm always down to read Dream Thieves because honestly, it is probably my favorite book in the series. And I mean, it's getting close to Call Down the Hawk coming out, so we gotta hurry and finish the series. It's the spin-off series of the Raven cycle, only instead of being the whole group, it's mostly Ronan and Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about book news. I only know
The
about
only reason I know is because I follow Maggie on Twitter, and she's been low-key like teasing this book for the past 2 years. So when she finally like officially announced it, Twitter lost, like book Twitter lost their minds, because first we're getting the sci-fi series, which is exciting question mark, because it's like sci-fi, but like also it's the Raven cycle, so could it really be that terrible, especially if Maggie is writing the screen adaptation for it? So I'm going in with very low expectations, so I will not be disappointed.
Well, that's a good way to go.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the Sci-Fi Channel does not have the best track record for high-rated series. But Maggie also promised that she would never sign with a group that she didn't feel could do it justice.
Well, that's hopeful.
So that gives me hope. I'm just I'm so like anxious for like cast lists to start coming out, because I have very distinct images of these characters in my head, and I am going to be very picky about, no, that's not what Gansey looks like, or no, that's not blue at all. Where are the 3 billion hair clips in her hair, trying to like keep it down, or like which I'm usually not that picky when it comes to films, but like I'm like, you better cast this correctly, because the fandom will kill you if you mess this up, sci-fi. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they're going to handle the whole Noah thing. Because, like, they either have to reveal that very early on or figure something out.
Yeah. That'll be tricky.
Yeah.
And like the thing is that at like they would only be, oh, what the heck is going on here?
Big mood.
They would to what am I saying? Revealing it early on would really only benefit people who haven't read the books, right? So because everybody who's read the books, they know when they're waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
But like anybody who hasn't, knowing that sort of thing at the beginning would really benefit, I think. So
that's true. But like I feel like if they did it they would either have to adjust some scenes around, if you know what I mean, like, because when they did that big reveal, that was like a huge shock to everybody, and everybody was like, why didn't you tell us? And Noah was like, I literally did. Ever since I introduced myself to you, I told you guys.
Yeah.
You didn't listen, you just laughed at me.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I think I'm excited. So hold on, is this sci-fi thing gonna be the whole series or just
It's gonna
like the first book?
Honestly, it's gonna depend on how well it does. Depending on how well ratings go, we might get the first book and that might be it. But if ratings go better than expected, maybe we'll get the whole series. I'm hoping. I think the idea is to go 1 book per season. But if it doesn't, if it's too expensive to make and it's not worth it, then they're not going to sign on another season. So so I guess we'll just have to watch the first season approximately 3 billion times to ensure that syndication is good enough, and will continue.
Yes. Here for that.
So glad somebody is, because it probably won't be Matt.
Oh my god. Even with Zoe?
Well, Zoe, I can see really enjoying it, because I've never seen somebody so passionate about Teen Wolf in my life as much as Zoe is. And Zoe's just a ray of sunshine, and I love her.
A goddamn delight if I've ever met one.
She is.
And I haven't even really met her. I
Yeah.
always just watch her videos with Matt, and I follow her on Instagram, and that's like it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I hear her sometimes in Voxer.
Yes.
But I don't know her on like a personal level, but I do know she is a goddamn delight.
Yes.
And that is my TED Talk about Zoe. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about Zoe Wall.
Zoe, if you somehow see this, you're a delight.
Yup, and we love you.
Yes, precisely. Hi, I'm Erin. You don't really know me, but you're a delight.
Hi, I'm Erin.
Ooh.
I don't really know you. You don't really know me, but I did a TED Talk about UK.
Precisely.
Zoe is such a sweetheart. Like, she puts up with, like, can you imagine being married to Matt?
Sorry, Matt, but no, I cannot.
How much she must it's an adventure every day. It must be.
Must be, but she's down for it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, like, if I lived with Matt, I wouldn't, you know, like, I'd be down for that adventure, you know?
Mm-hmm. Also, if we lived with Matt, we'd have incredible bookcases.
We wouldn't read, we would just spin that thing all day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Honestly, that was the best investment they could have made, though.
A spinning book carousel? Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want one. I think they've started a trend.
Screw your book cart. One-upped by a book carousel.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I can't say that because Zoe has a TBR cart, but
yeah.
for the rest of the internet.
Yes.
Screw your book cart.
Screw your shelves. Get a book carousel. That's where it's at.
Just throw all your shelves out and just replace it with a book
rotating carousels. I agree.
That's all.
110%.
Oh, did I do this wrong?
Oh, that's a mood.
No, I didn't. Thank God I'm paying attention.
Yay. I was talking with one of my mutuals on Twitter, and they said, because I was promoting this channel on my Twitter, because, you know, shameless self-promotion, but they said that they just got into embroidery and that it's been very fun, and even when you screw up, you still end up feeling really fulfilled. And I feel like that's the perfect way to put it, because that's how I feel about cross stitch.
Oh, same. Also, if that mutual ever wants to have a little embroidery hang,
Yeah,
let me know. They're welcome. They're welcome to join.
for sure.
But embroidery kind of scares me because it's like ribbons and stuff, is it not?
Not all embroidery is ribbons. There is a form of it that is ribbons, but mostly it's basically cross stitch, but without the Ada fabric.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
Or at least that's what I have come to understand. that the differences. I think the needles are a little bit sharper too, because with embroidery you have to actually like pierce the fabric because you don't have the holes.
Yeah. Okay. I think what happened was I went on that My Bobbin site and saw the needlework stuff that's ribbons and was like, wow, I would love to do that, but also it would look like hot garbage if I did that.
Yeah, but I mean, our cross stitch did not have a strong start, but we're improving. We see visual
Yeah,
improvement.
definitely.
I've seen ribbon embroidery done before, and it's really beautiful. So I think it could be fun to learn.
I feel like it would be so fun.
Yeah.
To learn how to do that. Because like it is beautiful. So maybe one day we'll graduate.
We'll graduate from stamped cross stitch school and maybe do a counted cross stitch or two.
And then we'll work up to the big guy.
And then we'll have our bachelor associate degree in cross stitch.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll be the real deal.
We will, and FlossTube will love it. And hopefully not be appalled by our work. Or the fact that we have a very vague idea of what we're doing. But to be fair, for two people who went in like 99.9% blind and had no idea what the hell we were doing, I think we've done pretty well.
Me too.
I'm proud of us.
Me too. Oh, me too. It's just been delightful.
It has. What does your boyfriend think of all this?
He thinks it's cool, I think.
Aww.
He doesn't seem to mind. And I show him all the time. I'm like, look what I did today. And he goes, oh, that looks really cool. I was like, thank you for supporting me.
Get you a man who's supportive. I hope one day I can find a girlfriend as supportive as your boyfriend.
I think the only thing is, like, I have not gotten, like, my own pair of headphones yet, so these are his, because my crap Apple phone headphones won't work on my... So, I'm just like, hey, can I use your headphones, please? And he's just like, fine. Like, he was listening to the stand when I was like, hey, do you want to stitch? And he was just, like, looked at me, and I was like, I know you're listening to that right now, but
can I have your headphones, boyfriend?
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, well, we're doing it in like 45 minutes, so you can do whatever. And he's just like, okay. But yeah, he's all right. I mean, I don't know how supportive he'll be when I try to hang my stuff up all over the walls. Like, he might be supportive if I like just keep them tucked away in the back of the closet. You know? But like, not so sure about
I feel like it could turn into a really fun game. Like, you could just put them in places where he would least expect it, like a cabinet, and then you just open the door and it's like, bam! Cross-stitch surprise.
Oh my god. That would be so funny. Low-key, that's what I want to do. I want to like get a bunch of small ones and then just like hang them like inside of doors, like not on the outside, like the inside of doors, like in my closet, like just like the top. It'll be so fun.
Yeah, so fun. Like he thinks he pulling out a plate. Oh, bitch, you wrong. It's a cross stitch.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. That would be so funny. Oh my gosh.
I think it'd be great.
Me too. I'm like really about it right now. I wish it wouldn't take me like a year to have enough cross stitch to do that.
I know. I
But
mean, we could like get a bunch of like the little ones intended for like children and be done with them in like 15 minutes and just like throw them around the house.
true. I mean, that's very, very true. We could.
Surprise, there's a dolphin here now. He's
This is
staying.
its
His name is
home.
George.
Oh my god, it would be so funny. So funny. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I think so.
I'm trying to decide if I want to like start a new thread or not.
I'm getting close to needing a new thread because this is how long my thread is right now. Can you see? It's not very long.
Yeah. No, neither
So
is mine. I could probably do like one more row.
Yeah, I can do like a few more stitches here and there. This is my update. I haven't gotten very far, but
That's okay.
it's just like so hard, like because now I don't really have those like long stretches of blue dots. It's like the little clumps of like random twos and ones and
yeah, it's a little bit tedious, but once it's done, it's like really worth it.
I am so curious like what this is going to look like when it's done because like
Me too.
it's going to be interesting seeing like the stages of like from where we started to like the end because like
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be delightful to hang up.
Yeah, and just see all the parts where we were like really bad or like where we got better or
Yeah,
things like that.
I mean like just because we had a rough start doesn't mean like I kind of think that that's cute. Like, you know, it has like a certain quality without the quality.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I just got a like an actual knot in my thread.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess this would be a nice time to the show we're actually working on. So this is the kit that we got, and we're both starting here on that little watering can. But yes, it is watering cans designed by Sandy Linham Clow.
Yeah.
And now I have to deal with this freaking knot.
I think we were kind of talking about this, but like in theory, like starting with the stamped cross stitch sounded like it was a good idea. But in retrospect, I kind of wish we started with the counted cross stitch. Because, I mean, like, this isn't terrible, but, like, it is kind of hard to, like, make sure that you're getting all the X. Because it's, like, stamped there, and I feel like, and maybe I'm completely wrong because I've never tried it before, but counted cross stitch kind of seems easier than stamped cross stitch. Like it's nice to have the design there, but also it starts to look like a sea of
everything. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like sometimes I'm like, wait, what? And I found that like you know how before I said I was going through with like a pencil or whatever and um what's it called? Like marking where I am.
Yeah.
I'm actually finding it way easier to count from the pattern than to do it that way anymore.
Mm.
Like I find it easier and like much more satisfying, I guess, even
Yeah.
to like do it that way. I don't know why, but it's just like so much better for me. So I feel like we would excel at a counted cross stitch.
Yeah. Especially
I think
sorry.
the hardest part of no, I think just the hardest part about that is like you have to start from the very middle
Mm.
when you start, right? So like you have to get the orientation right. And I think that with this, we don't have to worry about that. We just have to but I would definitely try a counted cross stitch next.
Yeah.
Also, since I got my string all messed up, I think I'm just gonna stop and then start again, probably like tomorrow where I left off or whatever, because like
that's fair,
that
'cause
annoyed me.
I'm about to like need to change floss anyway.
Okay.
But I just finished up these 2 stitches, so I think it's a good place to call it for today.
Yeah, I'm hungry, so
Yeah.
that's also a thing.
Yeah.
I want to make some dinner. But yeah, so this, I guess I haven't really got too much more done than from when I showed you, but I got a bit more up
It's
there done.
looking good. You're so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I get in like a groove,
Mhm.
like there's like whole rows where the stitches actually look really good, so I'm impressed. But then I mess up like one stitch really, really badly.
Mm.
I'm surprised I can do it as fast as I have been. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun, so
Oh,
I just zip through.
let's see. This is what mine's looking like at the end of this session.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ugh, I'm so
I
excited.
feel like I haven't really. It doesn't look like I got a lot done, but I feel like I got a lot done compared to where we started.
And that's the thing, like it doesn't ever look like you get a lot done until like you can start doing like the big blocks of color in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I felt the same way. I was like, I've been stitching for literally 2 hours and it looks like I've gotten like 7 stitches done. But I think it's just because you have to bob around with like the
Yeah.
outside colors.
Yeah.
So, but I felt that way like around this part too, right? Where you have to like bob around and that kind of thing. So, I mean, maybe when we get to like the birds and the flowers and we can do like a whole flower,
Mhm.
it'll feel like really good. But yeah, I'm excited to do like the handle and the spout.
Me too.
I feel like the handle will be fun because we get to do backstitch again.
Yeah. Our favorite, the backstitch.
It's just so easy. I mean, hopefully I can have straighter lines, but
Yeah.
I was just going a little bit crazy the first time we had to do some.
I mean, it was also really hard because with the rim of the bucket, it was like circular.
Yeah, and that's how like the spout is straight,
Yeah.
but the handle is curved, so that
Yeah.
might be hard. I think I have to just do smaller stitches.
Mm.
I think I just get overzealous and I'm like, wow, this is a huge stitch. And then I'm like, wait, that
Yeah.
is not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So it's like my own fault. I just need to be more patient with things like that, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
I'm already getting a better grasp.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing all right. Okay, so I don't know that I'll be able to stitch much tomorrow because, like I said, I'm going to the garden center, and then of course it's Game of Thrones, and we finally get to watch the finale with Sev's brother because like since it's a holiday, they're off on Monday, so like they don't have to like go right to bed. So really excited about that. But I mean, we could stitch on Monday if you're free on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I guess we can say goodbye to our adoring fans.
Bye, guys.
Bye.